Before you scroll, pause for a moment. This message is not random at all. It is meant for the person who has remained strong for so long, stayed silent for too long, and felt exhausted in ways that other people may never fully understand. There is someone who does not look at you as a challenge, a prize, or merely a passing emotion. They look at you and sense something much deeper within. They feel a strong desire to stay close, to support you, and to ease the burden you carry without needing you to explain every detail. And if you have ever wondered whether a love like this truly exists, stay with these words, because what you are about to hear may touch a part of you that has waited a very long time to feel understood. Not everyone will stay until the end. Many people turn away when the truth comes too close. But if you are still here reading, that already says something important. It shows that a part of your heart is paying attention, and by the time you finish this, you may begin to see your own life, your own wounds, and your own journey ahead from a completely different perspective. The kind of love we are talking about here does not make loud entrances. It does not chase attention. It arrives quietly. Yet when it is genuine, it changes many things in life. If you are tired of toxic relationships and want the real Jungian truth about who genuinely wants to help you heal, pay close attention. This person wants to marry you, but not for shallow reasons. They are not interested in appearances alone, not in status, and not because they feel empty and need someone to complete them. They want to marry you because something inside them feels deeply moved by your heart. They notice how much you have carried by yourself. They sense the quiet battles you rarely speak about. They see the brave face you show the world, the calm voice you use, and the way you keep moving forward, even when life feels heavier than anyone realizes. And instead of stepping away from that reality, they feel drawn even closer. Not because they pity you, but because they respect you, because they care, because their love grows stronger the more they truly come to know you. They think about you with a serious kind of love, a love that does not need to perform, a love that does not require an audience. It is patient, observant, and steady day after day. They notice your smile, of course, but they also notice your quieter moments. They sense the subtle shifts in your energy. They recognize the times when you say you are fine, yet your eyes reveal a different story. And every time they notice that, something inside them repeats the same thought. I want to be the safe place where this person can finally rest. I want to be the one who helps carry what they have carried alone for so long. If these words already resonate with you, keep reading, because it becomes even deeper from here. When they imagine a life together with you, they are not focused on a perfect wedding day, beautiful photographs, or what other people might think. They think about real life. The early mornings when you feel drained before the day even begins. The quiet evenings when old memories return without warning. The stressful days. The uncertain days. The days when you simply feel worn down. They imagine being there through all of it. Not only during your happiest moments, but also during the hidden and difficult ones. If you have ever wished someone would truly help ease your pain instead of adding to it, then these words may speak directly to your heart. They picture themselves honoring you, protecting your peace, and slowly helping you breathe a little easier. They dream of a connection built on trust, patience, honesty, and the kind of understanding that comes from seeing someone far beyond the surface. They do not want to stand near your life from a distance. They want to stand with you inside it, step by step, day by day, through joyful seasons and difficult ones, through hope and healing, through every challenge that life may bring to both of you. And here is something powerful. They are not trying to save you as though something is wrong with you. They do not see you that way. They see your strength. They see your resilience. They see someone who has managed to keep a gentle heart alive in a world that has not always been gentle. That truth affects them more deeply than they can easily explain. So if you have ever felt invisible, stay with this part because it matters. They see more than your calm outer appearance. They see the hidden weight behind it. They see the part of you that lies awake at night, thinking about things no one else knows. They see the side of you that learned how to smile while carrying disappointment, sadness, and long stretches of emotional exhaustion. They notice how often you give more than you receive, how often you listen more than you speak, how often you create space for others while quietly expecting nothing in return. And what they feel when they see all of that is not fear. It is devotion. It is a genuine desire to stand beside you in a meaningful way, to share the weight, to make your load lighter both practically and emotionally, to become a place where your heart does not have to stay guarded every moment of every day. Because what people need most is not applause, not praise, and not temporary excitement that burns brightly before disappearing. What we truly need is to be seen, completely seen. Not the polished version we show the world in order to survive, the real version. The tired version, the healing version, the hopeful version, the version still learning how to trust again. And this person feels drawn to all of it, not just the easy parts, but the whole truth of who you are. That is why this love feels different from many others. It looks beyond appearances and chooses the soul. They do not want to marry you simply to gain something for themselves. They do not see you as an achievement. They are not trying to possess you, control you, or display your love like a trophy. What they want is simpler and much deeper than that. They want to care for you. They want to protect the tender part inside you. They want to help ease the strain you carry without ever making you feel weak for carrying it. Their love is not rushed. It is not impulsive. It moves with intention. It understands that healing requires time, that trust develops gradually, that old wounds do not disappear after a single conversation or one beautiful promise. So they are willing to be patient. They are willing to stay through the process. They are willing to show up again and again until their actions communicate what words alone never fully can. I am here. I am not leaving. You do not have to carry everything by yourself anymore. And pay attention to this because it truly matters. They do not want to take away your independence. They are not intimidated by your strength. In fact, your strength is one of the things that draws them closer. They admire how you survived. They admire how you kept your heart open. They admire the courage it takes to continue believing in connection after experiencing disappointment. That is why their love is not about competition. It is about partnership. They want to stand beside your strength, not above it. And if you have ever experienced a kind of love that made you feel smaller, then you already understand how meaningful this difference can be. This person pays attention in ways that many others do not. Most people notice actions, they observe behavior, they react to what is visible. But this person listens for emotions. They notice energy. They hear what exists beneath your words. They recognize when your voice carries a slight pause. They catch the sadness hidden inside a sentence that sounds completely ordinary to everyone else. They sense when your presence pulls back even slightly. And instead of demanding explanations immediately, they remain gentle. They remain close. They allow their presence to speak first. That is part of what makes this love feel so healing. It does not only respond to what you do, it responds to who you are. When love reacts only to actions, it becomes conditional. It grows when life is easy and weakens when life becomes difficult. But when love responds to what someone feels, it becomes steady, secure, and deep. It says, "You matter here." Not because you are performing well, not because you are perfect, but simply because you are you. And if those words reach something deep inside you, keep reading. Because this is where many people begin to understand why some forms of love never felt safe before. This person has likely known pain as well. They understand that people who have carried heavy emotional burdens for years do not always need advice. Sometimes they need quiet. Sometimes they need space. Sometimes they need room to breathe. Sometimes they need someone who can sit beside them without trying to fix every moment. This person wants to be that steady presence in your life. They imagine a relationship where joy and sorrow can exist together openly rather than being hidden away. A relationship where laughter and healing live side by side, where difficult days do not threaten the connection. Instead, they strengthen it. If a part of you still hopes that someone wants to marry you for your heart rather than for control, then stay with this thought. They picture a future that feels peaceful instead of chaotic, not filled with mixed signals, not filled with emotional confusion, not filled with endless uncertainty. Peaceful, grounded, authentic. They think about ordinary days with you, and somehow those ordinary moments feel sacred to them. A cup of coffee already waiting in the morning, a thoughtful message during a busy afternoon, a quiet conversation after a long day, a reassuring hand on your shoulder when your thoughts become too loud. They imagine sharing responsibilities rather than keeping score. They imagine solving problems together instead of turning against each other. They imagine building a life where both people